Hey guys, it's BW. It's Monday night and we're back out in the garage. Hey listen, we're going to have a continuation of the last video into this one. We're going to continue on this driver side transition piece into the tail light. Same thing we're going to do on the passenger side as well. And then before we put the splash pan in, we're going to start looking at what we got to do to make this trunk fit. Stick around and check us out. Okay guys, let me pull the camera down off the stand and show you what I got. We got the transition piece that's off the car right now. I'm gonna get ready to paint it up. Figured I'd show you real quick. All right, we got all the areas where we're gonna put the weld through primer down to bare metal. And I scuffed everything else real good, and we're just gonna put that black undercoating stuff here and the weld primer in these areas that we're gonna weld. That's the area that goes down below where the quarter and this transition piece meet. That one's going to be a little bit of a bugger, but I think we're going to be able to get it. So, okay guys, I just want to show you real quick, when we're getting ready to put this back on, all our weld areas are in the weld through primer, and everything else is that black stuff. So yeah, here's that weld through primer. Anybody that don't know, it's what I use. I don't know. All right, so let me get it bolted up. Hey guys, listen, it's Wednesday evening. I had to take a day away from the car because we had that big storm in the northeast roll through. I got a little bit of water in the basement. I had some cleaning up to do, but we're back at it. I got some pretty cool stuff to show you real quick. Give you a small Wednesday evening update. I went ahead and finished up the driver side here. We got the transition piece in. It come out really good. I made one small change. I was talking to the Tri-5 guy and he explained to me why the transition piece needs to be on the outside, so I flipped it to the outside. A little bit of hammer dolly work, and the light, check it out, it fits just as good as it did the other day. All right, there you go. It sits right on there. It's beautiful. All right, my buddy Mike come over, and he's a body guy from way back when, and he's telling me that body shops can't do panels this good. So I'm really proud of how this is turning out so far. So there, we got that going for us. All right, so then after I got this, the insides, all the areas are primed with weld through primer, ready to go. The inside of the transition piece, the outside of the quarter, both inside pieces in here, everything that's going to take a weld has the weld primer in it. I just got it scuffed out here on the outside for now. That's okay. All right, over here to the passenger side, I just started rough fitting this. It's not even ready yet. I'm gonna have to make a slice along here and bring the light down about a little more than 1/8 inch and get things fitting right. Okay, this side's a little goofy. I had to put a little split on both sides here to get this down in, and I think it had something to do with the inside quarter. When I bought it brand new, but when it came, you know, the driver's side, everything was like spot welds because I had the mini tubs already installed on them when they got here, so all I had to do was cut the floor. And this side here had MIG welds, so they must have had to whip one together. So this side's a little, I don't know. I mean, so I'm working it. It's no big deal. All right, so on to the trunk. Now, before I put my splash pan piece in, I'm going to align the trunk, at least attempt to. Now, I've read, and I could say this, and I've said this on the video before, and I might say it backwards. I'm going to try a shim job on the hinges, and I'm going to show you why. All right, I'm going to bring the trunk down, and it's nearly closed. Okay, so if you're looking at both sides, the trunk's actually in a little more than 1/8, and it's in a little more than 1/8. Now, if you go back here, along here, it's up a little more than 1/8 all the way through the package tray. So if I put the shim, the way I'm understanding it, my buddy Mike explained it to me, I think it's if I put the shim on this back bolt, it'll pull the back of the trunk out and the front down. And we should be right there, or darn close. And then you had one of our viewers, I think it's RJ57, was explaining to me. He said, hey man, maybe you have to bring the quarter up. So after the shim, if the shim ain't enough, maybe that's what we'll do. I don't know. I always take what you guys tell me and I think it through. If I take 2 or 3 days to think on stuff sometimes, and I come up with way to do it. I never built a car. All right, so that's where I'm at. So tomorrow evening, going to shim the trunk, and I'm going to work on that passenger side transition piece some more, and then I'm going to put the video up and give you guys something to, you know, look at, let you know where I'm at. I appreciate everybody's support, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Thursday night and we're back out here in the garage. I want to take a break from the transition pieces. I still got to do the passenger side, but I just wanted to do something different, and I want to lay this trunk shimming to rest. So I'm going to give it a shot. I think I got it. I read it 2 or 3 times on how to do it. My buddy Mike said the same things I was reading, and he's an auto body guy from way back when. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I think I got it figured out. I think I'm only going to need about an 1/8 inch, and I happen to have 2 1/8 inch shims that were up front and I'm not using, so I'm going to try to use them. They were for the fender, I guess. But I got these. I got this piece of. It's a little under an 1/8, and man, that's just right there. So that's what I'm going to try. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the camera running, and then from this point forward, I'll put it in fast motion or whatever, time lapse, whatever it's called, so you guys can come along for the ride. Here we go. Okay guys, we did pretty good with that. Let me bring you around and show you what's going on with it. I'm fairly happy with the job. The driver's side is I'm ecstatic with. I mean, it's perfect. 1/8 inch shim, and it's perfect. I got to play with the adjustment a little bit, I guess, more, because I'm a little tight in this one corner, but otherwise it's perfect. All my problems are still over here on the passenger side, and I really believe it has something to do with that inner quarter and the way it came. I really do. You know, I'm just gonna have to play with it. I'll get it. Nothing's perfect. So we're really good right down through here, okay? But when we get right here, it gets a little high, then it straightens itself out a little bit, and it gets a little high all the way up to here, and then it's down a little bit in this corner right at the package tray. And can I verify that this trunk is perfect? Right now, no. I'm gonna have to sit down with some straight edges, and I'm gonna have to really look at it. You know, it's got a little crown in it. We'll see. I think I can play with it and get everything to fit. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I mean, the guy that had the car before me, he even welded the keyhole shut on it. I'm probably, if I do use this lid, I'm gonna get up in there and right there. I'm gonna get up in there and put the keyhole back in it, because he had a cable with a pop lock on it. I still have it. It's right here. I don't know why. I'm a junk collector. I need to throw it out. But it has like a little end you pull on it, and he had it hooked up at the gas fill area, and you had on the latch down here, they had these big 1¼ inch washers. It was god awful looking. It worked, but it was a contraption. We're not going to do that. But otherwise, I'm really happy with the job. The shimming worked just the way they told me it was going to when I read about it. I'm pleased with it. So I just have to decide about this, make some decisions about this lid, and I will. But it's close enough now to where I can go ahead and be comfortable with the transition piece I've already done and the one I'm about to do. So this weekend I'm going to do this transition piece, and I'm going to put this splash pan in. And if I get those 2 jobs this weekend, I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm going to be really happy about it. But overall, everything's kosher. I don't know if you guys saw whenever I was doing the speed through on the cam, but this bottom bolt had stripped out on me. And this bolt was shady from the beginning. I don't know if you could see it, but right down there, even this catch washer or grip washer, whatever you want to call it, it's split. So I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to order all new ones because these ones are beat. I was lucky. When I had my old doors, I bought some bolts from the hardware store, and they had the same bolt thread. It's like a 1/2-inch fine thread, and it worked out good. And the reason I ain't got these on the door now is because anybody that's ever hung doors knows that it's got a big head on there. It's like a 9/16 head on a 1/2-inch bolt. They're really and so I ordered the correct set for those, and I actually had some extra bolts to finish this job out. So I was happy about that. What I wanted to tell you guys, oh yeah, the glass and the rubber got here today. So maybe one day next week I want to test fit that rubber and that glass so that we can go ahead and put this job to bed. If everything fits, I can get these welds in and be done with this quarter completely, and I'd be really happy. I think it's going to fit, but you know, there's only one way to know, and that's why I bought the pieces, so I could test fit them. And once we determine that they fit, I'll tuck them away in some packing until we're ready for them. It'll be a while. We still got a long way to go before we're ready for glass and all that stuff, but we need to make sure everything fits. And that's I don't want to get to the point where I'm ready to paint and, oh yeah, the glass, you know. So we want to make sure it fits. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit and put this video up for you guys, give you some kind of, I know it's Thursday, but close enough to a midweek update. You know, I had a lot going on this week. I'm glad for what I did get accomplished. I really appreciate everybody's support. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, share with a friend. Let's get as many people in here as we can. All right, till next time, take care.